Be honest for a second. Have you ever met someone and thought, why does money follow this person like a lost puppy? Yeah. Some people walk into a room and opportunity just jumps on them. Not because they're smarter, not because they're lucky, and definitely not because they're prettier. Although money does seem to like good lighting. It's because they've mastered 10 business skills that instantly attract money. And I'm not giving you motivational fluff. It's simply money magnet business skills that 99% of people don't even know exist. And today, you're about to steal them. I'm giving you the exact skills wealthy people use to turn normal ideas into income machines, even if they're not geniuses, not connected, and not born into money. So let's dive in. Skill number 1, the ability to see money in everyday problems. All right, now this is the single most important business skill on earth and the fastest way to attract money without chasing it. Some people only see annoyances. Winners see opportunities. Wealthy people don't ask, why is this happening to me? They ask, who will pay for the solution? Think about it. Someone got tired of waiting for taxis. Uber. Someone was annoyed their bed wasn't comfy. Tempur-Pedic. Someone didn't like going to the grocery store. Instacart. Someone hated ironing. Wrinkle-free shirts. Someone spilled coffee on their white shirt in 1994. Boom. Tide to go. And here's the magic. Every problem has a price tag. Most people wait for opportunity to knock. But the wealthy, they're out here installing doorbells. Want an example anyone can relate to? You know that coworker who keeps complaining that their dog tears up the house? Most people would say, oh, that sucks. A money-minded person says, pet training, pet walking, or a dog cam service would print money here. The skill is simple. Whenever you hear a complaint, annoyance, inconvenience, confusion, frustration, that sound you hear is money trying to introduce itself. Want to attract money instantly? Become the person who spots the problem and says, I can make this better, and make money doing it. If skill number 1 is about seeing opportunity, then skill number 2 is about doing the one thing that makes people actually trust you with their money. Because seeing opportunity is cute, but this next skill? This is what turns opportunity into income. Skill number 2, the skill of communicating value. Clearly, aka make people get it in 5 seconds. Money does not go to the best idea. It goes to the idea people understand the fastest. If you can't explain what you do in a way a distracted 12-year-old can understand, while they're scrolling TikTok in a Starbucks drive-thru during a zombie apocalypse, then your idea is already dead. Here's the truth. Most people talk like they're trying to confuse investors, customers, and their own grandma. But wealthy people, they communicate value in a way that clicks instantly. Real example. Let's say someone sells custom planners. Boring pitch, I make organizational systems designed to improve personal workflow efficiency. Viewer's brain, goodbye. Money attracting pitch, I help chaotic people get their lives together. Boom, sold. Or imagine you're selling fitness coaching. Bad pitch, my coaching integrates functional training with metabolic conditioning. Money attracting pitch, I help busy people lose 20 pounds without giving up carbs. Notice the difference? One is technically accurate. The other makes sense. Because here's the skill wealthy people have mastered. Clear value greater than fancy words. Emotional benefit over logical description. Results over features. People buy when they understand why your thing matters to them, not when they understand every detail about your thing. Clarity is a money magnet. Confusion is a money repellent. If you can communicate your value so clearly that people say, oh, I need that, you'll never have to chase customers again. Now that you know how to see opportunities and how to explain them so people instantly care. Let's move to the skill wealthy people rely on the most. Because skill number 3, this is the skill that turns one-time money into consistent money. Skill number 3, the skill of building systems instead of doing everything yourself. Here's a harsh truth wrapped in humor. If you're still doing everything yourself, you don't own a business. You own a full-time job with worse benefits. The wealthy understand something most people never figure out. Money doesn't come from working harder. Money comes from building systems that work when you don't. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you open a lemonade stand. Cute, fun. But if you have to squeeze every lemon, sell every cup, handle every customer, and clean up after every sticky 7-year-old, that's not a business. That's unpaid child labor. And you're the child. A system is anything that keeps making money without your constant involvement. You know why so many people stay broke even when they start making good money? Because they try to scale themselves. You can't scale yourself. You sleep. You get tired. You forget things. Systems don't do that. Systems don't complain. Systems don't need coffee. Systems don't have anxiety at 2:43 a.m. And here's the key. Systems turn your time into a multiplier instead of a limiter. If you want to attract money effortlessly, build things that work without you, sell without you, deliver without you, grow without you. This is why wealthy people can take a month off and come back richer. It's not because they're magical. It's because their systems kept working, even while they were eating overpriced brunch in Dubai. You've learned how to spot opportunities, how to communicate them, and how to build systems so they grow effortlessly. But anyways, now none of this all matters if you can't do the one thing that separates true wealth builders from everyone else. Skill number 4. The skill of emotional control. Your wallet follows your feelings. Let's get brutally honest for a moment. Your emotions are either the CEO of your money or the employee that keeps burning the place down. Most people don't go broke because they're dumb. They go broke because they make decisions like someone who just lost an argument in the shower. Money naturally flows to people who stay calm when everyone else freaks out. Real entrepreneurs, they don't make emotional decisions. They make math decisions. They make probability decisions. They make, does this actually move the needle or am I just stressed? decisions. Let me give you a real example. Ever bought something online at 2 a.m. because the ad said, "Only 3 left. Don't miss out"? Yeah, that's not scarcity. That's emotional manipulation with sparkles. Or let's talk business. Your customer complains. Your brain goes, shut everything down, change the product, cry. But wealthy people, they pause, they breathe. They ask, is this feedback or just one dramatic person having a Tuesday? Emotional control is a business skill because business is 90% mental. Negotiations, emotional control. Team management, emotional control. Pricing, emotional control. Not throwing your laptop out the window when software glitches, emotional control. You want to attract money? Become the person who stays steady when everyone else becomes a confused tornado. Money likes calm hands. Money avoids chaos like it has allergies. If skill number 4 is about mastering your inner world, then the next one is about mastering the outer world. Because no amount of emotional control can save you if you don't understand this next skill. Most people skip it, but rich people, they treat this one like a religion. Skill number 5, the skill of understanding money flow. Not just earning, but keeping plus growing. Most people know how to make money. They just don't know how to stop losing it, like their paycheck is allergic to their bank account. The skill wealthy people have mastered is simple. They understand how money moves. Where it enters, where it leaks, where it multiplies, and where it dies. And here's the truth. No one wants to admit, you don't get rich from income. You get rich from cash flow, margins, reinvestment, and discipline. Let's break this down in a way anyone can understand. Income equals what you bring in. Lifestyle equals what you set on fire. Cash flow equals what survives the flames. Wealth equals what you invest that into. Freedom equals letting compound interest do the heavy lifting. The wealthy understand money like chefs understand ingredients. They know what blends well, what burns quickly, what needs time, and what needs heat. If you want to attract money instantly, learn this one skill. Know exactly where your money is going and make sure it's moving with intention, not emotion. Control your money flow, and money will flow to you. Now that you understand how money moves, it's time to master the skill that decides how fast it moves toward you. Because skill number 6 is the reason some people get rich fast, while others take 30 years to make the same progress. Skill number 6. The skill of speed. Money loves momentum, hates hesitation. This might be the most underrated business skill alive. Speed, not rushing, not being sloppy, but moving with decisive momentum. Let's be real. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're slow. Slow to start, slow to try, slow to launch, slow to pivot. Meanwhile, wealthy people treat speed like a superpower. They move fast because they understand the opportunity window is always shrinking. Let me give you a real example. A guy has a great idea for a digital product. He thinks about it for 7 months. Then one day, someone else launches the same idea and makes $200,000 in 3 weeks. Why? Because money doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Money rewards action, iteration, and speed. The person who moves fast and adjusts will always beat the person who moves slow and prepares forever. Here's a simple rule. If it can be done in 5 minutes, do it now. If it can be done in an hour, schedule it today. If it can change your life, start it this week. The faster you move, the more doors open. And the beautiful part, speed compounds just like money. And speaking of compounding, this next skill is where everything starts to accelerate. Because skill number 7 is the one that turns your effort into exponential results, even if you're a complete beginner. Skill number 7, the skill of leverage, doing more with less of you. You've probably heard the word leverage thrown around by rich people like it's seasoning. Leverage your time, leverage your skills, leverage your opportunities. But here's what leverage actually means. You use something outside of yourself to multiply the output of your effort. And wealthy people use leverage the way athletes use oxygen. Here are the 4 types of leverage rich people use constantly. 1. People leverage. Hiring freelancers, teams, assistants, contractors, accountants, paying others to free your time and increase your output if someone else can do it. Faster, cheaper, better, or consistently. That's leverage. 2. Money leverage. Using money to make more money. Investing, buying assets, running ads, building products, acquiring companies. Poor people say, I don't want debt. Wealthy people say, I want the right kind of debt. 3. Technology leverage. Software, AI, automation, platforms, tools. Rich people use tech like a skeleton. It holds everything up. You know why most people feel overwhelmed? Because they try to do everything manually. 4. Content leverage. This one is huge. Creating content, videos, posts, books, scripts, things that work for you long after you're done creating them. Content is digital real estate, and every piece you publish is a tiny soldier working for your business 24/7. Leverage turns you from a worker into a force. Now that you've mastered leverage, let's move into the final section, the rare skills that separate people who make good money from people who make stupid money. Skill number 8, the skill of building magnetic relationships. Money moves through people, not apps. Let's talk about one of the most profitable truths in business. Money travels through people, not through algorithms, not through platforms, not through manifesting, not through lucky timing. Through people. Every high-income opportunity you've ever seen, investments, partnerships, referrals, gigs, mentorships, promotions, All of them flow through relationships. And here's the part most people miss. You don't need more followers. You need stronger relationships. A person who has 8 deep connections will make more money than someone with 800 kinda sorta I think they like me acquaintances. Wealthy people don't network like typical networkers. You know, the ones who show up with business cards, sweaty handshakes, and desperation in their eyes. Rich people build value-based relationships, not use-based relationships. Because here's the secret. People do business with people who make them feel good, not people who make them feel drained. That's the whole game. Be useful, be reliable, be memorable, be easy to work with, make others look good. Suddenly, money finds you. But even if you build great relationships, even if people love you, even if opportunities come flying your way, they won't matter if you don't master the next skill. This is where most good people stay broke. Skill number 9. The skill of strategic risk-taking. Let's clear something up. Wealthy people are not risk takers. They're smart risk takers. They take risks with strategy, not emotion. They don't gamble. They calculate. Meanwhile, most people only do one of 2 things. They take no risk and stay stuck. Or they take blind risk and get wrecked. Neither of those build wealth. Here's what wealthy people actually do. They take small, controlled risks that have a high upside and a low downside. This is known as asymmetric risk, and if you master it, you will never be broke again. Here's the rule wealthy people use. If the upside can change your life, and the downside won't destroy your life, take the risk. Risk is not the enemy. Blindness is the enemy. Fear is the enemy. Emotion is the enemy. The rich aren't brave. They're strategic. They don't wait for guarantees. They operate on probabilities. They understand that no risk is the biggest risk of all. And now, we're at the final skill. The skill that almost no one talks about. The skill that separates the wealthy from the wealthy. The skill that keeps money coming in even when the world gets unpredictable. Skill number 10 isn't just a money skill. It's a life skill. Skill number 10, the skill of long-term thinking. If you learn this skill, you become unstoppable. Most people can only see what's directly in front of them. Today's bills, today's stress, today's cravings, today's impulses, today's dopamine. Wealthy people, they think 3 to 5 years ahead, sometimes 10, sometimes 20. They don't ask, what do I feel like doing today? They ask, what decision today gives me freedom later? Long-term thinking is a superpower because it makes you patient when others panic. Here's a painful but true example. People will spend $3,000 on a vacation they'll forget in 6 months, but won't spend $300 on a skill they'll use for the next 30 years. That's short-term thinking, and it keeps people broke. Long-term thinkers see money differently. Saving today equals buying freedom tomorrow. Investing today equals buying compounding tomorrow. Learning today equals buying opportunity tomorrow. Discipline today equals buying lifestyle tomorrow. Building systems today equals buying passive income tomorrow. If short-term thinking is a hamster wheel, long-term thinking is a catapult. It throws you farther than your talent, your starting point, or your background ever could. This is why the wealthy don't chase overnight success. They chase long-term dominance. Become a long-term thinker, and you'll walk into wealth that short-term thinkers can't even imagine. Now let's land the plane. Master these skills and money won't be something you chase. It'll be something you attract. If you love this breakdown, drop a comment with the words, I attract money, so I know you're leveling up this year. Let's